You're listening to Eat, Drink, Explore Media's Market Fresh, live every Thursday evening right here on Crush 92.5 FM. Now, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo, here's your host, Randall White.
And it's 5 o'clock straight up here on Crush 92.5. Great to have you with us, everyone, on yet another beautiful Thursday afternoon/evening, kicking off a live edition of Market Fresh, heard each week from 5 until 6 o'clock right here on this 8th day of July 2013. Hope you had a great, 4th of July holiday weekend. A lot of people had the big old 4 days off in a row. Some people probably had to go back on that Friday. I'm sorry if you're one of them. I actually worked right on through the whole thing. But it was a good time nonetheless. Gorgeous day out there today. I spent it eating a Chipotle burrito in the Mission Plaza, and it was great. This whole family of French people walked past me speaking French, and then I walked down the street. I'm guessing just by the sound of the I don't speak French. And then I heard a little bit of German, and the town, San Luis Obispo, is jam-packed with tourists right now. It's a good night for it, and it's a great night, as always, for the farmers market. I'm your host, Randall White, sharing my passion for local and sustainable foods each and every week, and a reminder that you can watch a video simulcast of the show online live right now. Just head to the Market Fresh page at eatdrinkexplore.com. You know, you can also catch our weekend show, which is Eat, Drink, Explore, and that airs 8 to 10 on Sundays. I won't be here this week because, as I mentioned last week, I have a beer festival that I'll be emceeing, the Breast Fest. If you go to thebreastfest.com, you can learn more about it. Filling in for me, though, will be Adam Montiel. You know him. He's one of the cork dorks that you hear right here on Crush 92.5, and I'm teaching Adam the ropes of my studio here because we're apart from the main studios in another part of town. Hey, Adam.
Good to see you, man. How are you?
Try that again.
Good to see you.
There
How
we
are
go.
you? Thank you for having me. And
Yes.
you know what? This is the first time I've been here. This is a beautiful studio.
I know.
Beautifully located. I mean, this is it, dude. This is really cool.
Isn't it cool? We're right between Osos and Morro on Higuera Street. Below us, within minutes. In fact, for people who are watching the simulcast right now, I'll give them a little peek. This stretch of street will be shut down, and what will happen is the food vendors will come in and start their grills. You can already smell some of the grilling coming through. Mm-hmm. And then a little bit closer to... that one's Morro? Yeah, a little bit closer to Morro, you get some of the vendors that set up like the Cal Poly Organics and a lot of organic people right in through there. And then directly beneath us here is Julia's Juices, and those are really good if you need a little rehydration or something. Maybe a little too much wine tasting. It comes in handy. Yeah. So, Adam, are you up for the challenge on Sunday?
I'm very excited. I like listening to the show, and I was just kind of coming in, checking out the studio. Everything's laid out so organized. I mean, I'm super excited. And then I get a look at some of the guests that we're gonna have on, and I can't wait.
Fun people. I'm excited to speak with the head winemaker at Domaine Chandon in the Bay Area, in the Napa Valley, celebrating 40 years there. They're one of the big granddaddies of the sparkling wine.
They must have been a pioneer there, right?
They were. And really interesting story that the winemaker has to tell about the French thought the Californians were kind of doing things odd, so they let them go about it. No one really knew what they were doing. And the Californians thought that the French were sort of like, well, that must be a French thing to do. So they just went with it, and it all ended up working. Yeah. But people were making mistakes, and they were just chalking it up to cultural differences.
That's wild.
I know, it's kind of funny. I look forward to listening to that. I'll be listening to it in the car on my way home.
Oh, great. Now I'm going to be all nervous.
No, you're right. You can also catch Adam every morning, Up and Adam in the Morning.
That's right. Q1045, Up and Adam in the morning, going strong, and love doing the morning stuff.
So you can catch him tomorrow morning. Adam's going to go get his hair cut now, I think.
Blade Runner.
Yeah, Blade Runner. We love Blade Runner. All right, we're up in 1 minute. We'll catch you then.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Can we have your attention for a moment? Eat, Drink, Explore Media has an important date we want to share with you. Saturday, July 13th. We invite you to join us at a craft beer and food event like no other. At last count, generous samples from more than 70 breweries will be paired with local culinary treats for the 2013 Breast Fest along San Francisco's waterfront at Fort Mason. Going on its 14th year, the annual Breast Fest has grown dramatically, raising money for an incredibly important cause, providing free, complimentary treatments for women battling breast cancer. The Charlotte Maxwell Clinic offers services such as acupuncture, massage, organic foods, and transportation. The clinic's core mission to provide relief from the terrible side effects of cancer and its treatments. Eat, Drink, Explore Media is very proud to be among the main sponsors for this year's event. For more information, go to thebreastfest.org. All right, 5:06, so it is time for the Market Fresh Grapevine, as we call it, and we will start right out tonight with a look at the California crop report, since we are big time here in summer with so many things getting ripe. Extremely hot weather and some heavy irrigation going on in the Central Valley. The harvest of apricots, peaches, nectarines, plums are continuing at an increased rate. So look for those at your farmer's market. I know I was just at the Saturday market here in San Luis Obispo this past weekend, and you know you can get those free samples. Well, the peach people have both the white and the dark yellow peaches for you to sample. Make sure you try them both. The white ones are a little on the sweet side. If you like that, they're absolutely delicious. I went with the yellow ones this time around. But I'm just going to tell you right now, unabashedly, I love stone fruit season. I could just make myself ill eating it all day long. The table grape harvest is underway in southern Tulare County, and this is supposed to be a record year for table grapes. We forget about the lowly table grape here in wine country, but it's a big, booming business in California, so not to be shunned. Olive fruit is continuing to grow. Sensitive avocado varieties, you know those sensitive ones. You have to be nice around them. They're thin-skinned, right? They apparently are stressed because of the warm temperatures we've been having. So avocado growers are worried about that. Blueberry and strawberry harvests are still underway. Clingstone peach growers are preparing for the upcoming harvest. And cherries. Love the cherries. Those are all, you can find those in abundance at your market. Pomegranate fruit developing. And let's see, ruby red grapefruits and lemons are being harvested. And you know what else is being harvested? Finger limes right now. And if you have not heard about finger limes, make sure you join us for Sunday's show on right here on Crush 92.5 between 8 and 10. One of our interviews will be with a finger lime grower from the Central Valley who will now be selling his stuff in supermarkets right here in SLO County. So listen, wait till you hear the different uses for this very peculiar citrus variety. As far as vegetables are concerned, here's what you'll find at the market. Melons, sweet corn, squash, eggplant, tomatoes, cucumbers, peppers, a wide variety of beans, garlic, and parsley. Let's see. Asian cucumbers, I saw some of those. Bitter melon, different kinds of choys. I only knew of bok choy, but there is more than one type out there. And I know at the Saturday morning market, there's one farm. Oh, shoot. I can't think of the name of the farm now. But at any rate, they're more than happy to help you with some of these Asian varieties of vegetables that you might not be familiar with. They'll tell you how to use them. They'll give you recipes. They're fantastic. Let's see. Eggplant, scallions, green and yellow beans. Lemongrass is also available if you want to make some, what's that soup? Tom yum or tom kai. Either version. One is the clear brothy, and the tom kai is the one used with coconut milk. Lemongrass is a key ingredient in that Thai soup, and it's easier to make than you might think. So if you think, well, I don't really have need for lemongrass, make up. I know it's not really soup weather right now, but hey, we get the fog that moves in at night, so just about every day is a soup day. Spinach, squash, tomatillos, so you can make some chile verde, turnips, and zucchini. All, I'm telling you, this list just goes on. That's why we had to start it early, because we're at that time of year. Let's see. Onions are being dried and harvested in the Central Valley. Also, bell peppers, carrots, sweet corn, cantaloupe, honeydew, and watermelons are delicious right now. They are progressing on schedule, the melons. The asparagus harvest is pretty much over. Same with cabbage. And then in terms of what do you... What am I trying to say here? Herbs. Basil, mint, chives, cilantro, all underway. And let's see, in San Mateo County, they're reporting Brussels sprouts are healthy and growing fast. That season is still months away, but that's pretty cool. All right, let's take a look at the Market Fresh forecast now, and I'm going to pull that up. It looks like at 6 o'clock, we should be at an ideal 71 degrees. There's barely a breeze out there. It's right around 7 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. The skies, hold on, I got to crane my neck around. For the way that I can see it from where I'm sitting, look perfectly blue. But the forecast from the National Weather Service, they know better than my eyes do, partly cloudy skies, apparently. And then at 9 o'clock, as the market comes to a close and they ring the bell and everyone has to go home or go to a local watering hole, 65 degrees. So really an incredibly pleasant night for the market here on the Central Coast. Coastal fog will be developing, in the typical spots, Oceano, Morro Bay, and that sort of thing. You know who is still in studio here? It's Adam Montiel, who's filling in for me on Sunday Fun Day, we call it, Adam.
That sounds like fun. Mimosas, maybe?
You know what? I would say that mimosas are definitely in order. Should you, care to take the edge off.
Is Patty good with the mimosas?
Patty is. Our Patty Pyburn, who's my co-host and who has been my co-host and or co-anchor now for many, many years, will be in here bright-eyed and bushy-tailed on Sunday from 8 to 10. She has a dissertation for her master's degree on Saturday.
Wow.
So she might want to be blowing off some steam, I'm thinking.
It's a good way to do it. You know what's
Right.
crazy? Speaking of, it's like, like in that cartoon thing where the smoke comes through the window and, the character gets it and floats away towards the smoke. You got them starting the grills down there, the Santa Maria styles.
Right.
It's coming right through this window. I can't believe this.
Every single Thursday, this is what we get. And the one that you can see through your window there, they usually throw some corn down there. Are they putting corn on the grill?
I don't see anything on the grill just yet, but I smell some good wood. Luis's place?
I think that's Luis's. And so I meant to mention that last week. I was discussing with Anthony, our audio guy. I brought up Luis's last week.
Yeah.
And then I, as I will do, got sidetracked and started talking about like 10 other things. And during a commercial break, I'm like, I don't think I ever even mentioned why I brought up Luis's.
Oh, no.
Because of the corn.
Yeah.
They've got the sweet corn out there. Throw it on the grill.
So good.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Thursday night, it is impossible for me to get away from this market without grabbing at least one yummy morsel to eat.
and it's all in the name of work.
It's all in the name of work, exactly. So on our Sunday show, on my computer, and the music starting anyway. But aside from the domain Chandon, we also talk about organics, whether they should be tested or not. We go to Oregon for some sampling of craft brews and also some specialty spirits that they do there.
Beautiful.
And then, let's see. Canning beer is really big now.
Microbrews?
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. And then you have a guest coming on. I don't know who that is yet.
Yeah,
but
surprise.
it's a surprise guest. It's coming on. And
means I haven't solidified the booking yet.
Right, exactly.
Waiting for the callback.
Whenever you hear hosts say we have a surprise guest, that's what it means.
There's nothing booked.
All right. So at any rate, Adam Montiel, thank you so much for filling in for me on Sunday. I cannot tell you how what a big help that is.
Appreciate it, and thank you for having me.
It'll be really cool. So make sure you tune in, everyone, right here, this same station, Crush 92.5 FM, on Sunday between 8 to 10. But keep it here because Market Fresh continues in just a moment. We'll talk about a new Tuesday market that is expanding.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Randall White here, host of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio, with a tip for Central Coast wine tasting. Eberly Winery was recently voted Winery of the Year by the world's top sommeliers and has one of the best local tours according to Wine Spectator. Eberly Winery open daily 10 to 6, and the winery's cave tours and wine tasting always complimentary. It's easy to find, too. Located on Highway 46 East, just 3.5 miles from Highway 101. Now it's time to plan your visit. Just head to eberlywinery.com.
Seems everybody's going organic, including lawn care. Did you know communities across the country are converting their lawns, playgrounds, and playing fields to an organic care program? And it's working. You can safely control weeds and pests and have a beautiful lawn. Your kids, pets, and water supplies will be safer, and your neighbors will be green with envy. Oh, and in the long run, organic lawn care is cheaper than doing it the conventional way. Switch to organic lawn care today. Visit pesticidefreelawns.org. The folks who brought you this public service message. Check out pesticidefreelawns.org today.
Can we have your attention for a moment? Eat, Drink, Explore Media has an important date we want to share with you. Saturday, July 13th. We invite you to join us at a craft beer and food event like no other. At last count, generous samples from more than 70 breweries will be paired with local culinary treats for the 2013 Breast Fest along San Francisco's waterfront at Fort Mason. Going on its 14th year, the annual Breast Fest has grown dramatically, raising money for an incredibly important cause, providing free, complimentary treatments for women battling breast cancer. The Charlotte Maxwell Clinic offers services such as acupuncture, massage, organic foods, and transportation. The clinic's core mission to provide relief from the terrible side effects of cancer and its treatments. Eat, Drink, Explore Media is very proud to be among the main sponsors for this year's event. For more information, go to thebreastfest.org.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
And welcome back, everyone. 5:19 now the time here on this really beautiful Thursday evening in downtown San Luis Obispo. We've had some kind of funky weather this last week. We had the clouds move in yesterday, and I actually got sprinkled on my bike ride home, which doesn't happen very often in the summertime here in California. You might feel a sprinkle, but it's usually from the marine layer, not from actual rain clouds. That's what we had. Of course, we had the really high heat for a while there, but it feels like we're kind of getting back to normal here. I'm not sure what normal really is anymore. But great to have you here on Market Fresh. This is where we discuss everything that's going on agriculturally, produce-wise, and beyond, specialty foods and that sort of thing. And almost 100% all right here on the Central Coast, San Luis Obispo, Santa Barbara, Monterey counties, and that sort of thing. In terms of farmers markets, of course, we broadcast live from the Thursday night market, but we are lucky to have a farmers market in San Luis Obispo County just about every day of the week, if not every day of the week. And Tuesdays are one of those days that had been a hole, then it wasn't a hole, then it was a hole. Now it's not a hole anymore. It is a market day, and it's an expanding market, which is even better. Joining us right now from the Tuesday afternoon/evening market is Mary White. It's held at the SLO Grange, right, Mary?
Exactly.
Yeah, so let's give people a little thumbnail history of this market. It hasn't been around all that long, just half dozen years or so?
No, not even that long. Not even that long. It was open for about a year. Then it was closed for about 6 months, and I'm not sure the reasons why. And July of last year, it reopened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then Esther, the gal you mentioned before, she and I were co-managers. And she thought, I can handle it. So now she's no longer at the market.
Oh, yeah, because she's busy running around doing all...
She's busy. She's really, really busy. Yeah. So now we are actually fulfilling one of her dreams, which is moving the market to the side and into the grove.
And one of the reasons that you didn't want to do that before is you wanted to have that visual of being out there on Broad, right?
Exactly.
But now you've gained traction and people know about the Tuesday market.
Right. And we are going to have some signs. We're going to say farmers market open.
Yeah.
Big signs.
And now and people have that parking in front now that before was taken up by the market.
Yes. We'll have the entire parking in front. So we won't have pedestrians and cars commingling. So it'll be all in front, because before people were driving a little too fast around the back of the building.
Right.
Yeah. And we will actually be able to have more vendors along the side and in the back. And we'll have a barbecue.
Yeah, the market runs from 3 to 6, and that's right around people's, they're getting off work. They might want to grab something for dinner to bring home to the kids or what have you. And what we're smelling here at this market right now, the terrific Central Coast barbecue smells that are wafting up, you'll now have that at yours.
Exactly.
And so and that's not the only prepared food that you have there, right?
No, that's not. In fact, the barbecue is going to be brand new of the first Tuesday in August. So that'll be brand new.
So do go this coming Tuesday,
of course.
But don't go there expecting everything we're talking about tonight.
Yes, yeah. We're giving everyone a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, so right now we have Good Tides.
Good Tides is great.
Yes.
Out of Morro Bay or Baywood.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Soup Lady.
The Soup Lady, yes.
Yes, with gluten-free baked goods.
I have a
Good, yay!
I have a flyer right in front of me from Good Tides. Good Tides was at the Roll Out the Barrel event that I went to, and they had some really great stuff there. She's fantastic.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, so you have Good Tides there.
Yeah, we have Good Tides, and we got the Little Red Hen, which has fresh baked breads.
Oh.
We have the Tamale Lady.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then we also have a pasta guy who comes out every other time.
Every other time.
Yes, yeah. And we're looking for more vendors.
I think I saw from your pictures you have Julia's Juices there too, don't you?
He just started doing that again.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
They set up right beneath us here on some Thursdays.
Yes.
And I always see them at the Saturday market that I go to. I go to the one in the Madonna. I don't know what to call that shopping center. I don't think it's Madonna Plaza, but it's the it's the one with the Embassy Suites.
Right.
I wish it had a catchy little name so I could just say that one, but it's per vendor. I think at least in terms of the markets that are run by the San Luis Obispo County Farmers Market Association, which your Tuesday night market is separate from that,
separate.
right?
It's the Grange.
So the of the markets that are part of that, that Saturday morning one is the big money haul for the vendors, not this Thursday night market.
No. I used to work the Saturday.
Oh, you did? So you know.
Yes, I worked for an organic grower. It was fun.
I see all my neighbors there, and I love it. It's because there's no tourists at that one.
No, it's very, very local. It's very, very local. And we have regulars.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's one woman that is constantly standing next to Julia's Juices every Saturday morning, Sherry. I'm going to call her out on the air here. And she's got her mason jar ready to go, because if you do the mason jar deal, you get $1 off when you refill the next time around. And so sounds like you've got some great prepared stuff at this Tuesday market.
Yes, and we're also in the process of talking to some musicians. We have the Sol or Sal, the fiddler, but we're also looking at some other music.
Oh, okay.
So it'll be a special occasion sort of thing, not every time.
Is your market one that is very neighborhoody, so people actually walk to it and that sort of thing?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's what I figured it would be, because it's that's not necessarily a destination location.
It's in the middle. They're on their way somewhere else.
Yeah, or on their way home. In the case of Anthony, our audio guy, it's on Broad right there at the Grange. Yeah.
Yes.
So
yes. But we do have a lot of people that just walk from their home.
Yeah. And so if it goes from 3 to 6, are there any competing markets that are during that same time that people would have to know? Because Tuesday has been that sort of whole kind of thing.
Yes.
How does it work with the different... I've never asked any of the market runners this, the people that run markets. When... You know, like you have the big San Luis Obispo Association, and then you have your individual ones like yours. When you're a vendor at, say, the San Luis Obispo ones, there's no sort of like, well, if you're doing these, you can't do those, or producers can go to any market they want.
Any market they want, yeah.
I noticed that on Saturdays they're selling wine now. Oh, are you thinking? Are you think that's an option too?
Never even thought of it.
Yeah, it's sort of a newer thing. I'm waiting until they start doing the wine tasting, and then I'm going to be on that. But yeah, the Saturday market now sells wine, and I don't know how it works, but I think they might rotate the wineries that are available there.
That makes sense.
But as an afternoon market, that's one of those.
Do they have wine tasting?
I don't know the legalities of all that, and I haven't seen it. Maybe because it's a morning market, and so. Not everyone's up for it yet at that time, but so who will be doing your pit, your grilling?
Oh, it's somebody new, so I don't remember the person's name, and so I'm sorry about that. Yeah.
It's not associated with a restaurant, though.
Not that I know of, no.
Yeah, because sometimes they are, and sometimes it's
I think this is an independent
thing.
Yeah.
The Grange also does these like dinners every now and again.
Yes.
And when's the next one of those come up? Because those look like a great deal.
I'm not sure, but just look at our calendar.
And where do you find your calendar? Because I wanted to put a link on our website, and I wasn't sure how to get people to your listings.
It should be at slogrange.com, but...
So it's right on the Grange site?
It should be. But that keeps changing, so...
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll look it up during the commercial break, and then I'll make sure it's linked at eatdrinkexplore.com under today's program summary, so people can find out about the dinners that we've featured on this show in the past. And they are such a good deal. I'm not kidding. Like $10 or something.
Yeah, and Esther was a big promoter of those. She was a big organizer for those.
Yeah. Oh, those are fantastic. And then also so people can find out about the expanding market, which I think is such a great idea. Congratulations to you, Mary.
Thank you.
Mary White, no relation.
No.
I'm trying to think. I don't even have an aunt or a sister or anyone with the name Mary, which is unusual because that's a very usual name. So, well, Mary, great to have you here. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. It's Market Fresh, and we're back in just a moment. Artisanal vinegars up next.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Imagine a world where bullying isn't considered a normal part of childhood.
A world where I'm not afraid to go to school.
To speak out.
To be myself.
A world where I'm not afraid to be caught alone.
Come on, punk.
We have the power to stop the bullying. Speak out.
Speak up.
Educate.
Find out what to look for and how you can make a difference at bullying.org.
Bullying is not kids being kids.
It's not about good homes
or bad homes. It's not a normal part of growing up. I shouldn't be afraid to get on the school bus.
To turn on my computer.
Or walk to my locker. Did you know that a bully will stop his or her behavior in 10 seconds when their peers speak up?
Use your voice.
Hey, leave him alone.
We have the power to stop bullying.
Find out more at bullying.org.
Bullying.org.
Where you're not alone.
Where you're not alone.
Where you're not alone.
Seems everybody's going organic, including lawn care. Did you know communities across the country are converting their lawns, playgrounds, and playing fields to an organic care program? And it's working. You can safely control weeds and pests and have a beautiful lawn. Your kids, pets, and water supplies will be safer, and your neighbors will be green with envy. Oh, and in the long run, organic lawn care is cheaper than doing it the conventional way. Switch to organic lawn care today. Visit pesticidefreelawns.org. The folks who brought you this public service message. Check out pesticidefreelawns.org today.
At the American Lung Association, we're fighting for a day when we can all breathe easier. We're fighting for clear skies over every city and healthy lungs throughout the country. We're fighting to free millions of Americans from the addictive grip of tobacco and the devastating effects of lung disease. The American Lung Association isn't just fighting for air, we're fighting for all the things that make it worth breathing, and we can use your help. See what you can do at fightingforair.org.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Great to have you here on Crush 92.5 FM for yet another Market Fresh show. We're now midway through the show and just a half hour out from the vendors can start selling the pre-prepared food here on Higuera Street right at 6 o'clock. However, the produce vendors have to wait until 6:10 when the official bell rings. But you know what you can get between 6 and 6:10 are the free samples. And they're happy to hand them out during that period because they want to hook you. So when the bell rings, you'll go, to the vendor that gave you the best little nibble. So head on down. It's time to get there right now. But when you get in the car, keep it here on 92.5 FM so that you can learn some more great stuff that has to do with local produce and the market and that sort of thing. And this segment here, we are featuring artisanal vinegars made by Chaparral Gardens. out of North County, right in between Atascadero and Templeton. Joining us on the show right now to talk a little bit about that is Craig Clark. He's the founder. I believe he and his wife are the founders.
Yes. Yeah. My wife,
so
Gary.
let me, there we go. Sorry, I couldn't find your little, for people watching online right now, we do a video version and I couldn't find your frame.
Here I am.
How long has Chaparral Gardens been around?
We've been officially around since 2007. I think we made our first batch back in 2005-ish, and just kind of played around with it for a few years, and then I quit my real job and started doing this full time back in about 2007.
Right. What was your real job prior to that?
Respiratory therapy. I worked in the hospital.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And so
quite a change.
Well, I don't know how big of a change it is. Vinegars are supposed to have a lot of healing properties, aren't they?
Yes, they do, most definitely. And all of our bottled vinegar I keep in the raw form, meaning I do not pasteurize it. So what you are after for the health benefits in a vinegar is the vinegar mother.
Okay.
Which is kind of like the yeast for a sourdough bread. It's kind of the starter. And it's an anti-inflammatory, it's an antiviral, it's an antibacterial. So when my wife and I, when we start to feel a cold or the flu coming on, we go out and take a big chunk of vinegar mother out of the tank and eat it. And within about 24 hours or so, it goes away.
What's that really popular drink, everyone?
It's like a kombucha.
Kombucha. Yeah, so it's like that same thing, right?
Yeah, kind of the same thing. Exactly.
I'm going to have you pull your mic in just a little closer to you. You're going to
right,
feel
there
like
we
you're
go.
eating it.
Awesome,
I know.
No worries.
but that's how it works, and it wants to drop. Sorry about that. So
I'll bend down with
right. So then you got started, and what gave you the inspiration? Like, what made you think vinegar is going to be the thing for me?
Well, it's kind of a funny story. My neighbor up the road, he had a you-pick berry stand.
Okay.
And one season, about halfway through the season, he got tired of people coming on his property, so he closed it down. And my wife is like, "Well, Carson, what are you going to do with all those berries?" He says, "Sweetheart, you can have them." And I thought, "Oh no, he didn't just tell her that, right?" So of course that turned me into a berry picker, and we picked about 300 pounds of berries that year. And my wife is going to do jams and jellies and pies and all that stuff. So she got all that done, and I'm looking at her and said, "Okay, you still have 200 pounds left. Now what are you going to do?" She says, "Well, I have this recipe that I found to make a berry vinegar. I want to try it out." And I'm like, "All right, let's do it." So we made a raspberry vinegar, handed it out to friends and family for Christmas. Everybody loved it. So we made some more, put it on the farmer's market table, couldn't keep it stocked. Voila, now I've got 12, 13 different vinegars that we make.
And that was back in the day before they had the law that was that became law in January, where you could use your kitchen at home for these sorts of things.
Correct.
So you had to have like a kitchen that was certified.
I was using a certified commercial kitchen, and which we still use it, and make everything there, and then distribute it out. So.
How do you source your? So clearly you use all sorts of things, any kind of fruit.
I only use stuff that I can personally grow on my ranch, or that I can resource from my neighbors. So everything comes from within like a 25-mile radius. So this is a true San Luis Obispo County product.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
So how much property do you have to grow all that stuff?
I have a 20-acre ranch, although I only grow on 2 acres.
Oh, okay.
So it is very doable for the small farmer to actually make a living out there.
Yeah.
That's kind of what the trend is going towards, is smaller, more sustainable.
Yeah.
Get away from the big commercial stuff. If you look at a lot of the restaurants back in like New York, Boston, Chicago, there's a big trend right now. They're all putting in their own container gardens up on their roofs, and they're growing their own stuff.
Beehives,
the whole 9 yards. So, anybody can grow a small garden in their backyard. Even if they live in an apartment building, they can do a container garden out on their balcony and grow their own fresh produce. And there's nothing like your own fresh produce.
Right. You have the control over it. You know everything that happened.
Exactly.
All the way down the line.
Yep, exactly.
So I first met Craig at the Fancy Food Show in San Francisco back in January.
Yes.
And it was I really enjoyed being at that show. I mean, we're talking thousands of vendors.
It's quite something, yeah.
And it just goes on forever.
Yeah. It's a good 2 days to walk the whole show.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah.
The size of the Moscone Center is just mind-boggling how big it is. Most of it's like underground, so that's why people don't realize how big it is just by looking at it. I couldn't believe the number of Central Coast and California-based I guess I could believe it because we're a huge food state and foodie state for that matter. But yeah, it was fun stumbling upon yours and then taking the little vinegar samples.
Exactly.
It sounds odd, but they're delicious.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you.
Doing the samples. What kind of exposure did you feel like you got from that show? Is that your first time?
No, that is our third time. We've actually won 2011. Our Blackberry Balsamic won Best Salad Dressing in the Nation through the Fancy Food Show. So
really?
We're actually going up against all the big boys.
Yeah.
And we're competing and winning. My Champagne Mimosa last year won a Gold Sophie for Best Best Shelf-Stable Food Service Product. I mean, that's a long word, but
we get it. Yeah.
Basically, it's a shelf-stable product that won't go bad.
Right.
And so we're winning some big awards against some big companies out there.
And we're talking about major square footage to countries like France, and like you're walking around this show. It's not just the United States; it's the world.
It's full, international, completely international.
So good for you.
Thank you.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, pretty humbling. I mean, we're just a small little company, and we're going up against the big guys and beating them.
Craig, have you noticed more vinegar makers out there?
There's a few more starting to pop up. We kind of jumped into it at the very beginning. There's a lot of olive oil companies around. Here. So we thought that maybe it would complement the area a little bit with all the olive oils, and then also with the different wineries. We've kind of based our business along the wineries. We're kind of like a little mini winery where we're at our setup, and we've kind of mimicked ourselves off of the different wineries that we have around here when we set up our business, because I'm a respiratory therapist, had no idea how to do vinegar, but we've just kind of done it how we felt it needed to be done, and it's worked for us. We've gotten lucky. So
yeah, it's really good that you got in early, because then you're not one of the jumping on the bandwagon kind of people, and the trend followed you.
Exactly.
That's always much better.
You got Robbie Robinson, who does a great vinegar, and they were probably the first ones in this area that I know of that were doing it. So we were probably the second one doing it, because he's been doing it a little bit longer than us. But yeah, it's been fun.
The trends that I noticed at the show, and I'm not sure how on the mark I am, but I noticed a lot of chocolates that are have Chipotle in them, or just bizarre sort of chocolates, not like Mom used to make,
Yeah.
And then a lot of teas.
A lot of teas, definitely.
Tons of teas.
Tons of teas.
And gluten-free was big. I noticed a big trend going toward gluten-free, toward vegetarian. Your vinegars, I noticed a lot along those lines. And then, of course, plenty of wineries.
Exactly.
And beer. There were some beer chocolates.
There's some beer chocolates. You mentioned chocolates. I just was contacted by a chocolate company over in the Central Valley. And
to put vinegar in a chocolate?
Yeah, we're working together to do a vinegar in one of their chocolates, doing truffles with our balsamics and stuff like that. So I'm interested to see how those turn out.
Because true balsamics can be exceptionally sweet, right? Almost run like a syrup, like a thick syrup.
Yes, exactly. That's a traditional balsamic from Modena, Italy, that's been, aged for 25 years. Ours are a true California balsamic, done completely different than the way they do them. Mine are done all in stainless steel. Over in Italy, they're doing oak and different wood barrels to get the different flavors in. And theirs are every year they step it down, and it thickens through a natural evaporation process. Mine, I'm not going for the thick, rich, heavy. I'm going for more of a lighter balsamic that you can actually cook a little bit better with. It doesn't coat the flavors of the foods and hide the flavors of the foods. Ours actually help enhance the flavors of the foods and pull them forward on your palate. So I'm doing it completely different.
What would you say the most popular vinegars are? I imagine balsamic's near the top, right?
Yeah, everybody knows a balsamic. Yeah. Then probably a champagne, a rice vinegar.
Oh, rice. Yeah, I forgot about
a rice vinegar also. So.
Yeah, and then apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider vinegar, of course, yes.
Do you have apple trees on your?
I do have apple trees, but I do not do an apple cider vinegar. I do a winter ambrosia, which is apple, pear, cinnamon, clove, and cardamom. Kind of tastes like an apple pie in a bottle. That is seasonal. I bring it out November through February. So
that's kind of cool.
That's my one with the apples in it. So,
yeah,
completely different than an apple cider, though.
Yeah, that would be taste-wise. That is more of a seasonal.
It is. Tastes just like Thanksgiving. So yeah.
You call it your Thanksgiving vinegar.
There you go.
We have a commercial break coming up here, but I still had a couple of more questions for you. Do you mind sitting
Not a
through
problem.
the break?
No, not a problem.
Okay, cool. We're speaking with Craig Clark of Chaparral Gardens, specialty vinegars, and they are delicious if you've never given them a try. We'll find out after the break where you can try them, where you can buy them, and a little more about the vinegar making process, all straight ahead here on Market Fresh. I'm your host, Randall White. After the break, we will also give you the Market Fresh forecast if you're headed down to the market and want to dress appropriately. And we'll look up the entertainment that will be available at the different street corners between Nipomo and Osos. I'm Randall White, and we're back in just one moment here on Crush 92.5 FM.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.
Randall White here, host of Eat, Drink, Explore Radio, with a tip for Central Coast wine tasting. Eberly Winery was recently voted Winery of the Year by the world's top sommeliers and has one of the best local tours according to Wine Spectator. Eberly Winery open daily 10 to 6, and the winery's cave tours and wine tasting always complimentary. It's easy to find, too. Located on Highway 46 East, just 3.5 miles from Highway 101. Now it's time to plan your visit. Just head to eberlywinery.com.
Seems everybody's going organic, including lawn care. Did you know communities across the country are converting their lawns, playgrounds, and playing fields to an organic care program? And it's working. You can safely control weeds and pests and have a beautiful lawn. Your kids, pets, and water supplies will be safer, and your neighbors will be green with envy. Oh, and in the long run, organic lawn care is cheaper than doing it the conventional way. Switch to organic lawn care today. Visit pesticidefreelawns.org. The folks who brought you this public service message. Check out pesticidefreelawns.org today.
Can we have your attention for a moment? Eat, Drink, Explore Media has an important date we want to share with you. Saturday, July 13th. We invite you to join us at a craft beer and food event like no other. At last count, generous samples from more than 70 breweries will be paired with local culinary treats for the 2013 Breast Fest along San Francisco's waterfront at Fort Mason. Going on its 14th year, the annual Breast Fest has grown dramatically, raising money for an incredibly important cause, providing free, complimentary treatments for women battling breast cancer. The Charlotte Maxwell Clinic offers services such as acupuncture, massage, organic foods, and transportation. The clinic's core mission to provide relief from the terrible side effects of cancer and its treatments. Eat, Drink, Explore Media is very proud to be among the main sponsors for this year's event. For more information, go to thebreastfest.org.
Market Fresh, broadcasting live from the heart of downtown San Luis Obispo. Here's your host, Randall White.
5:49 the time right now here on Crush 92.5 FM. Great to have you with us. We are just ticks away from the start of yet another famous downtown Higuera Street Farmers Market here in San Luis Obispo. It will be jam-packed full of people. The market hasn't even opened yet, and the streets are already busy. The sidewalks were jammed this afternoon with tourists and people out just enjoying the nice weather. Speaking of weather, we are looking for, well, about 71 degrees at market open in 11 minutes. And then at 9 o'clock, we'll only drop that by 6 degrees to 65. So it should be a very pleasant market. And it's not breezy out there, so you won't have that wind chill going on. The breeze is kicking at about 7 miles per hour out of the west-southwest. No fog to bother us right now, so it looks like it will be an ideal night to head on down. If you're looking for the entertainment, which of course is a big part of the Thursday night market, it's much more than just a farmer's market, right? They have a juggler at Nipomo on the far end, and then at Broad Street, a woman named Lauren Radis. She is a rock folk singer, if I have that correct. I hope so. Let's see, Lauren, independent folk rock, yeah. And then on Garden Street, it's Music Motive, a local company that teaches music lessons. So maybe you can find out if you have a hidden talent. My parents tried several different instruments on us kids, and we even had a baby grand at the house for a good couple of decades, and never got played. Sorry, Mom. And then on Choro Street, Something Ridiculous. They are ridiculous and fun, and they are way up high on these unicycles, and they do all sorts of things, juggling and stuff, and you're like, how did they just do that? So check out that group on Choro Street. And then on Morro, we've got the Morro Street Market right now because it's summertime, and you can't jam the fresh produce onto Higuera with the amount that's coming in this time of year. They need to expand the market, so they expand it down Morro Street. All right, let's get back to the topic at hand. When we last left you, we were speaking with vinegar maker Craig Clark of Chaparral Gardens, and I misspoke the last time around. They are on Highway 41 between Atascadero and Morro Bay, that beautiful stretch along there. And Craig, that is where your tasting room is located as well, correct?
Yes, it is, correct. Yes, and we do that by appointment only. I don't sit around and wait for people to show up, so you can give us a call. Phone number is 805-461-1722 or 703-0829. Either number will get you to us, and you can let us know when you want to come out, and we'll be sure and be there for you.
And just set up a little appointment and say, hey, we're going to swing by. We're wine tasting in the area. We're heading up 41, and we're going to hit all those along that stretch, and we thought we'd do some vinegars as well.
Exactly.
And vinegar, in some form, is wine that's gone bad.
That is exactly right. Yeah.
Right?
You know, vinegar is one of those things that people do make by accident.
Yeah.
And an easy way to make some vinegar is get an old bottle of wine, pull the cork off, and set it on the counter for a couple months, and you will eventually get vinegar.
So what happens? The alcohol breaks down?
What happens is you make alcohol first. Vinegar is a double fermentation. So you first ferment your fruits, you make your alcohol, and then what you do is you allow oxygen to hit that alcohol, and that will start a second fermentation process, and it will ferment all of the alcohol off. And once you get to a 4% acidity, it's considered a vinegar.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
And it's been considered for years, I mean, not just years, but for generations to have healing benefits.
It does, most definitely, yes.
Which is awesome. You are also available at least one Central Coast restaurant, and that is the greatly expanded tap room there at Firestone.
Yeah.
Boy, Firestone can't do anything wrong lately, can they?
I know. It's a great company, and they've got some really good beer. I'm a beer guy.
Yeah, so am I. Yeah.
Yeah, most definitely.
I managed microbreweries for the first half of my career life.
Oh, awesome. There you go.
So we can talk about that during the
there you go.
commercial break. But the tap room there, I like everything that Firestone's doing, and they seem to connect connect with the right people.
Correct.
And that's apparently what they're doing with you now.
Yeah,
so,
definitely. Oh, they've got a new chef in there, Arliss Borland, and I've worked with him in the past, and he is a fantastic chef, and he's doing some really good things there at Firestone. So he helped bring our vinegars in because he's worked with them in the past. So that's kind of how we got our foot in the door there.
You are being featured in the summer edition of Edible magazine, available on seashells, right? Store shelves all over the place and at farmers markets, including right here at the Thursday night market throughout San Luis Obispo County. It is free. You can pick it up and get some of the best culinary information you can imagine, including some good articles on local producers like you, Craig.
Correct. Yeah. We're excited to be in it.
And so what's the take on their article? Are they just kind of giving an overview like we're doing?
Kind of giving an overview like we're doing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So.
Well, good. I'm glad they hooked us up with you because Edible's good for that. We have a deal with Edible where they, give us some good ideas here on the show, and then we like to give them a little promotion, and they give us a little promotion, and it's perfect. We are like the radio version.
Exactly. No, I think it's great. I think you guys do a great job. Yeah, it's fantastic.
So you can find more information at edibleslo.com. So that's just SLO, of course. Edible SLO. And they have a really terrific Facebook feed. So if you're not a website person, but you can't tear yourself away from Facebook like some people I know, then head on over to Facebook and just type in Edible SLO. In fact, I think it's facebook.com/Edible SLO. And friend them right there, or like their page, I guess is how it works. And so you were telling me that so the secondary fermentation that takes place, does that involve yeast?
It does not involve yeast on my end.
Oh,
no,
okay.
No. It's the vinegar mother, and we have developed a vinegar mother for each one of our different vinegars. And what you do is you take a glop of the vinegar mother, you add it to the alcohol, and that helps start that fermentation process a lot quicker.
So it was that mother that you were talking about before, and
Correct.
then I mentioned
it has all the health benefits in the kombucha. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is all kind of new to me. I don't know how I slept through it, but everyone, we're pairing up with not the fancy food show, the real food show in San Francisco, in Jack London Square, actually, Oakland.
All right.
And that's coming up at the end of September. And what they do, it's a little different than the fancy food show where I originally met you, Craig. This is where they teach the people that come to this event, the public comes to this event, and they teach them how different foods are made and that sort of thing.
That's great. That's cool.
Yeah.
People need to know that.
Right. So we're pairing up anyway with this with that show, and she was here and she was talking about that stuff, and I said, I've never even heard of this, and she goes, yeah, people drink it. It kind of tastes like vinegar, and I'm like, but it kind of is vinegar.
It is kind of vinegar. Yeah, it's a fermented. Right? Yeah, it's a fermented whatever. I've never made kombucha, but yeah, it's a fermented drink. So.
Well, go visit Craig Clark at Chaparral Gardens and your wife, but you have to call him first, okay? 805. I have it here. 805-461-1722.
Correct.
805-461-1722. We'll put that on the website. If you go to eatdrinkexplore.com and go to today's program summary, it will all be there for you. So, Craig, thank you so much, sir.
Great. Thanks for having me. I greatly appreciate it.
And I look forward to more interesting blends from you because
we're coming out with a few new ones.
Definitely. Yeah. We mentioned one during the commercial break that we couldn't mention yet, so pay attention to them, you guys. Make it a great day. Go down, enjoy your local market.
It's Market Fresh on Crush 92.5 FM.